Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing the NuKnives T33 EDC Folding Pocket Screwdriver. This is another Kickstarter campaign, and as of 1/30/25 when I'm shooting this video, there are 35 days left to go on the campaign. So depending on when you're watching this, just make sure to check the links. You can check down below in the description. I will have a link to this campaign if you want to know more about the different tiers and all that good stuff. They have a $1,200 pledge goal. I want to say they've already met that pledge goal. If not, I'll let y'all know up here. One cool thing about NuKnives, the first one I ever reviewed was the NuKnives Compantzer. Not this one. This is the newest version of it, but it's a budget version that I picked up on an Amazon Knife of the Month pick. It has a D2 blade just like this one, and it has G10, and it's a affordable knife. I think it's like 50 bucks, something like that. And I was very impressed by that. And then after I tested and reviewed that one, they came out with the Compantzer utility knife. Probably my most used utility knife, I'll be honest, because this one right here stays in a drawer in my kitchen and everybody uses it. And then they sent this brass one, and this one stays in my knife room. And anytime I do an unboxing or getting packages undone, opened up here, I use this one. It's smooth, it's comfortable. I'm pretty sure these are available right now on Amazon. I will link these as well below the Kickstarter campaign stuff. And I'm pretty sure the original Compantzer in D2 and G10 is also available on Amazon. This was the newest in their line. They're all centered around the same frame. And I think that's really cool. You don't see too many companies doing that, especially not with a line of products. This one has the titanium and the hollow ground M390 blade, and talk about perform really well. I reviewed this one recently. Well, I showed this in a first impressions video the other day, and there's some things I said in that video that I wasn't aware of, that it was kind of incorrect, and we'll talk about those in just a second. So this version is the G10 variant. It's a peel ply G10, perfect amount of grip. They also have it with tie scales, Ultim scales, carbon fiber scales, copper, and brass. So sky's the limit. They have everything. They also come with a deep carry pocket clip that is reversible. You have a lanyard hole. Your handle is 3.94 inches. Like how you have this peel ply that's nice and grippy. And you got nice thickness to these scales, over a ½ inch. I think it's like 0.67 the thickness, so it feels comfortable while using it. The overall length on this with the screwdriver head is 6.88 inches. Your screwdriver shaft is 2.87 inches. You have dual thumb studs to open this one, as you saw earlier, and you have a front flipper tab. I do think the jimping could have been a little bit more aggressive. However, I can easily use it. My biggest complaint on this knife from day one has been the thumb studs. They're too slick. I mean, as long as I put my thumb underneath it right here, I'm usually fine. But y'all seen, I've definitely slipped off of it many times, and I'm not the only one. You can reverse flick, but the detent is more dialed for the thumb flick. Or you could just slow roll it. This is a stainless steel liner lock, as you can see there. And I don't feel like this thing's gonna close when using it as a screwdriver. You have a Torx T8 for your pivot. Your body screws are Torx T6. Not something that really bugs me on a folding screwdriver. They have skeletonized this top liner right here. You have two standoffs for side-to-side rigidity, which is something you want when you're twisting and turning into a screw. The bit holder has a magnet at the bottom of it. I don't know if you can see that or not. And it does its job. Now, on the back side right here, you have two compartments. You have this little detent ball thing, and it's supposed to be in this middle section like this. So you can see a little bit of this and a little bit of this one. Now, if you want to get to these, you just put your finger on top of that and slide it back. And then you can get those out of that little compartment. They hold two double-sided micro bits on both sides, as you can see there, and you slide it right there in the middle till you hit that little detent right there. And then on this side, I only have one, but fits two as well. I do have a spare one that I'm gonna talk about just to show you that. You wanna set it somewhere in the middle there where it catches in that little detent. When you have both of these compartments full, nothing's gonna fall out, okay? So something I talked about in the first impressions video, I thought it was a huge miss, but I just hadn't found out from them. Along with the T33 that they sent me, they sent 3 double-sided micro bits. The ones I have right here We have a Phillips 0 on this side. You have a slotted 3.5 on this one. You have a Phillips 00 on this side, and then a Phillips 2 on this one. And this one has a hex 1.5 and a hex 2. And whenever I talked about it, I was like, wow, that's a big miss, because this is a knife company, I guess you could call them. You know, everything's centered on this knife frame, and there's no Torx in here. Well, after that video, they contacted me. They were nice about it, and they said, sorry, we didn't have the extra bits to send out the complete amount of bits to you. You get 2 more double-sided bits, so you have 10 bit heads in total. The ones that I'm missing, you get 2 sets of Torx T6 and T8. Now, I do wish that instead of having one side of this be a hex, I do wish we had a T10. That would have completed it for me. That's the most common. I mean, the majority of our knives have T6 and T8, so you're probably going to be good with what you have here. So at least if I ever want to adjust one of my Chris Reeves small Spencer 31s, this hex right here fits that. So this one's great, but this little one, I think we could have done away with that, put a T10, and you would have been completed. That said, you know, you'll be perfectly fine. You know, majority of people's knives have T6, T8. I'm glad you get 2 of them just in case you strip one of them out. I don't know. You have to read on the campaign if these are heat treated or not, or what type of material they are. Also fit in here. However, unless you get the double-sided WeHop micro bits, you're not going to be able to hit that magnet, and it's just going to fall out. So being that I'm a knife reviewer, I definitely find this to be a useful tool. It's comfortable. It's bigger than my other compact foldable screwdrivers. And being a knife and gear reviewer, I'm constantly using my bit drivers. So this one I can clip to my pocket if I want, and that's where mine will probably stay, because along with being a knife and gear reviewer, I have tons of drivers like this. So I still have a use for it. It's either going to be my travel one or my dedicated truck one, which really needs one. So maybe that's where this one will go, or in one of my EDC pouches. This is riding on ceramic cage ball bearings, giving it a very snappy and smooth deployment. Very smooth. Now, I don't know if any of the ones on the Kickstarter campaign have this coated thumb stud, because this one is a lot grippier, and they also put grippier jimping, fine cut jimping on this version of this knife. Like I said, this one is still perfectly fine. I have not slipped off of that. My original Companther was pretty slick, so they fixed that. I just wish they would change these thumb studs, or at least coat them all like that, because they're super slick. And you know, at least with this one, it's not. It doesn't. My thumb doesn't slide off of it so easily. They all come with this nice EDC pouch. That's what it comes in. These are really nice, and these are made in the U.S. NuKnives is the company itself is located in the U.S. and the products are made overseas. You have YKK zippers on here, very nicely done, and you have like this vinyl type lining in there. I have another one of these from my original Companther that I bought, and I use it all the time. I put, you know, some of my little EDC gear if I need to grab something real quick. Good to have. I like something useful like this. I'd rather have that than some fancy box, but that's me personally. I didn't write down all the prices for the Kickstarter campaign, but they're still on their early bird stage. And as of right now, whenever I'm recording this video, it's still going on for the super early bird. This G10 variation for the super early bird is $47. Okay, the carbon fiber is $69. The Ultim is $76. The brass is $93. The copper is $93, and the titanium is $99. And that is all super early bird prices. Those prices will go up once it goes to the early bird, and then you'll have your retail price after the Kickstarter campaign is done. So that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know what you think about the NuKnives T33 EDC Folding Screwdriver. Definitely interesting. I've enjoyed working with NuKnives over the last couple of years, and it's cool to see them going into different directions, and I can't wait to see what they come up with next. If you're interested in joining this Kickstarter campaign, I want to just go check it out. I will have it linked down below in the description. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave those down below and I'll do my best to get back with you. Hope every one of y'all is having a fantastic day. And remember, keep those blades sharp. Screw more. Peace.